Hello again, I'm Linda Heffernan and I have a Kaizen mind. There's a lot of buzzwords going around in the business world related to mindfulness and meditation. And it can seem a little shishi or woo-woo or a search for enlightenment. In actual fact, mindfulness is a key tool to use in the business world today. In the 1940s, we started looking at exercise for the first time as something important to being strong and healthy in the workplace. And then we had the art of war, and every generation since we have a new technique or a new way of being excellent in the workplace. The past few years, mindfulness has been the buzzword. But it's more than a word. To me, mindfulness is a very important aspect of controlling and managing your state in the workplace and training your mind. That is why I use it as a key aspect of any executive or business group that I work with. But what is mindfulness? Well, it's a big word, but it's actually a concept based on a physical, somatic, and cognitive connection. Again, big words. The simplest way to explain what mindfulness is that it is the exact opposite to mindlessness. Now, you don't quite often think of yourself as being mindless in work, but have you ever reacted badly to feedback from a boss or a colleague, or being incredibly anxious when you have to present to a client or give redundancy notice to somebody, or if you feel you're being bullied, or a co-worker has taken credit for something that is actually yours? Perhaps you experience sexism, ageism. Perhaps you're nervous to go in and tell your boss that you are pregnant, or that you have a family member ill and you need maternity leave, paternity leave, or illness leave, or compassionate leave. These are all real-day occurrences in the workplace, and how you manage them in your mind and into your body is how you manage being mindful. Essentially, mindfulness is, as Dr. John Kabatt-Zinn explains, paying attention in the moment without judgment as if your life depends on it. Now that's a big long statement, and it comes from medical-based, mindfulness-based stress reduction. Let's break that down. Paying attention. Well, it's quite obvious. It's just noticing. It's being aware. It's being connected. It's being connected to the people around you, the environment around you, but most importantly, it's being connected to the internal messages going on in your body and the words going on in your mind. If you're feeling stressed or anxious, well, you feel that in your body, and you will hear language in your mind. Most emotions are not just about being afraid or being stressed or being happy. They're actually something we feel inside. Emotion, something that moves. And when we have these experiences, we can enter an internal dialogue of misinformation. That's the judgment part. So being aware in the moment without judgment, as if your life depended on it. Now that means it's important. It's not that your life is in threat at that time, but your physical presence will impact your place in the workplace. Your mental state will impact how you connect with others in the workplace. So paying attention, noticing, in the moment, exactly where you are in that time and space, without judgment. Don't judge yourself. Don't tell yourself, I'm just this or I'm just that or others are just, as if your life depended on it, because it is important. Mindfulness is training your mind and body in 3 key aspects in the workplace. The first one is being connected, being grounded. It's just noticing where your body and mind are in your physical space. There are 3 key ways that you can learn how to be in this state. First of all, watch my video about coach state. Coach state is something that we can learn through meditation, or we can learn it through sport. My personal preferences are rugby. Watch the haka and you know exactly what I mean about being grounded. We can do it through martial arts such as Aikido, where it's very important to have your body and your mind grounded in the space and in connection with the people around you. Another way that we can practice mindfulness in the workplace is being ready to respond and not react. So when that experience that is unpleasant or difficult, or perhaps it's very, very pleasant, comes toward you in the workplace, the difficult boss or news of a promotion, how do you handle yourself? What state are you in? Practice responding, taking a moment to integrate the information without judgment, as if your life depended on it. That's giving it importance. Reacting is quite often the state that we do not want to be in. It's the crash state. It's when you can feel judged. It's when you can feel like lashing out. It's when you feel victimized. That's not the optimal state in the workplace, especially when you've got to make big decisions. The third aspect of mindfulness in the workplace is remembering that thoughts are not facts. The internal dialogue going on in your head does not necessarily mean that it expresses the facts of what are happening around you. If you meet that difficult coworker, for example, or boss that you feel is being unfairly judgmental toward you, that's not necessarily a fact. How you respond to that perception of judgment is being mindful. And I hope that clears up for you what mindfulness is in the workplace. You don't have to sit in lotus position to meditate in the corner of the office to enter a mindful state. But meditation is a good practice to teach your body and mind how to be when you are feeling mindful. Enjoy.